Star Wars Geek Girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
Welcome everyone to Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm Zoe, and as usual, I'm here with Lizzy.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about a brand new Star Wars movie for the first time in 7 years. We have new Star Wars movie in theaters.
God damn, what?
Yeah, the last one was Rise of Skywalker in 2019.
Oh my god. I was thinking about that the other day because I had to go to the doctor for some stuff and because I'm dying. Not actually, but like, so I saw like someone's the person checking me in their desk, and they had like this paper that looked so old, and it was like COVID vaccine like hotline blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, how long ago was that? Oh my god, it's been 6 years. 6 years, and you still have that paper, but okay. Oh. So I don't know. Yeah, time is flying by. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so for the first time in 7 years, we have new Star Wars in theaters. It's very exciting. On the day we're recording this, it came out yesterday. I've already seen it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And
Zoe things.
Yeah, of course. Well, see, I am an AMC A-lister.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, have you seen that video of like
when they stand up at the beginning when AMC the video's like
no. Hello.
Sorry, I died. I didn't mean to. Continue. Hello?
Whatever. Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was saying, like, there was a TikTok video I saw. It was like they're all sitting in the theater, and you know that part where it's like, and thank you so much to our A-listers. And like this guy starts getting up, and he's like looking around and like clapping for himself, and people are clapping for him. That's how I imagine you as an A-lister.
Yes, exactly. That's me.
Good for you.
And yes, I'm going to see it tons and tons of times because I can see it 4 times a week with my membership.
Nice. The theater that I went to is pretty empty. I was kind of expecting a lot more people. I don't know why. But yeah, I watched it once and that was it. I'm sure I'll probably watch it again, like more if it's on Disney Plus and stuff like that. Are we going into spoilers or just
let's do spoiler free first, and then we'll do spoilers.
You go first, since you've seen it 20 times.
3 times. So my spoiler free review. I really, really love this movie. I think it's a ton of fun, and I also think it's a really great balance of like it's successful. Like some people I've seen it with are not like really big Star Wars fans, don't really know everything about it, and haven't even someone's riding a motorcycle outside. But they haven't even seen like Mandalorian, and they really loved it. Like they really connected with the characters. They followed everything along, like they weren't lost. And so I think that's going to be a really great entry point where people could, watch it just because they're like, oh, that looks fun, let's go see that. And then it's like, oh, I really like that, let me watch The Mandalorian and like give, open that door. And then also like obviously for us as huge fans, like there's a lot of things to appreciate where it's like, oh, I know that character, oh, I know this, I know that, and have fun with that without it detracting from the story and adding all these layers that would make it confusing for people who don't know those things. So I think it really struck that balance well. I know there's been complaints about the pacing. I personally think it's very well paced. I enjoyed that. I think there's a really great balance of the action and the comedy, but then also being really heartfelt. there is a sequence. I'll talk about when we end the spoilers. There's a sequence in this movie that I think was my favorite in the movie, and also just might want to be one of my favorite sequences like in Star Wars. I just found it really, really touching, and for lack of a better word, very human. And I enjoyed it a lot. I think the music is phenomenal. Obviously, it's Ludwig Göransson, but the music is amazing.
God, okay, this was when so
Um,
I felt like a baby that gained consciousness with this music. Like so okay. Oh, I'll find it later. So the one where it's like meow meow, like kind of that sound, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." And like me and my dad were like cuz he already watched it, right? But like we were both like we also had what was it? We went to a IMAX Regal one, and they had like drinks and stuff, so we both like I had like hyperspace, he had some kind of Grogu thing where they took like the lines, so they took the lines and they cut them into like little things so they could put it on the cup to make them look like ears. That was so cute. Okay, that was the cutest, most creative thing I've ever seen. And it was really cute, and so we were both holding our drinks and like jamming to this music. That music was so bomb. I want it in my life. Like I need it. You know what I mean? I know it's on Spotify, but it's so good. This is when I was again, I never listened to the music because I'm so dumb and I just like am more I'm more focused on like trying to read people's lips because I sometimes can't hear correctly. So I never listen. I never hear the music. My dad's like, oh, or you're like, oh, the music's so good. I'm like, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was good. But this one was like like 10 out of 10, like peak.
Yeah,
I loved it.
No, the
Anyway,
music's
continue.
incredible. Also the visual effects and the puppetry, really good. Grogu is real. Grogu is real.
Yes.
Grogu
Yeah.
is real.
Did you think he wasn't real?
This is true.
Yeah.
But just like
exactly.
the like emotional performance of these puppets is amazing. And then I know Zeb's motion capture. I don't know if Rada's motion capture. I know he's CGI. But both those characters, like as well, like felt very real, and they are. Garza Bareilles is real, and he's my friend. And so is Rada. So is Rada the Hutt. But yeah, like it. All the like the sets looked amazing, like way much bigger scale production design wise than anything we've seen in The Mandalorian as a show. And that show already has like very big sets, like for a TV show. And this movie was like the I guess I can say it because it was in the trailers and stuff. The like city of Shikari was crazy cool. And all of these sets were very cool. And yeah, just like a really great, and I loved like the character work with both Din and Grogu, but especially with Grogu. I really enjoyed as well, and it makes me excited. I know technically like season 4 of The Mandalorian isn't like confirmed, but in whatever way we get the continuation of these character stories, I can't wait to see. Like I think we're set up. Like this movie was great in that it's a one-off adventure, but it also really sets us up for like the future of these characters and evolves their relationship a lot, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I liked the newish characters that we got too. And like you said, seeing older characters, I think it was in the trailer, but I won't say it yet. But like just seeing those characters come back too, that was pretty cool. And Grogu as he grows to be with Mando, like I loved all of it. The music was really good. The I didn't have any problems with like the pacing at all. And it reminded me heavily of another game, or not another, but like because it's not a game, but like you know what I mean. It reminded me of a game, and I really thought it was cutesy, and I liked it. It also had this weird like I thought interesting balance between cutesy and fun, like kitty ish, but also like people are dying and and you can see it, you know. So I thought it was an interesting balance of like seriousness and then just silliness.
Yeah, and I think it totally nailed that. Like there was never a point where I felt like it was like jarring and like off when we switched from like something really like high action with like a lot of like explosions to something very cute and silly and funny to something very like heartfelt. Like it never felt like it was taking me out of it or it was jarring. Like
Yeah.
it worked very, very well, which is hard to do. So props
Good
to
job.
that team. And then I also, something I really loved about it too, and I think it was very Star Wars about it, is that it's like this movie is, I need to figure out how to word this to not make anyone upset. But it's almost like an empathy test, I think, in a sense, where it's like one thing it does, and something Star Wars, very Star Wars of it, is to like, it's really asking you to empathize with these characters without having a human face attached to it. Right? Like Din has his helmet on for the majority of the movie. We have Grogu and then the Anzellans, obviously, who are puppets. Zeb and Rada, who are CGI characters. Like pretty much every character we're working with in this movie is not just a human performing with their face visible. Anyway. And Star Wars always, and that like it's always giving you like, look at this weird little alien, look at this little droid, and it's like asking you to empathize with it. But I think this movie's unique in that like this is it. Like there's no like Luke, Han, Leia, and then also Chewie. It's like Luke, Han, and Leia, you can't see their faces or their puppets. And I really, really like that. Like it's very Star Wars. It's very Jedi to ask you to extend compassion to these beings who don't look like you, don't maybe talk like you, don't move and act like you, and still see like the personhood in that and care about them as a character and be invested in them. And I really, really like that. I know it's not for everybody, like because I know that like sometimes I try to get people to watch like animated stuff, they're like, oh, I like to see a human face. And I guess that's fair, but like for me, like I'm trying to be nice. But for me, like I really like that. Like I think I've been saying since Force Awakens, like I want more aliens in my Star Wars movies and my Star Wars TV shows. Like I want more aliens at the forefront of it, and this movie totally delivered on that. I mean, our main like cast is mostly aliens, and then the one main human, you're not seeing his face the whole time. And I think that's really awesome. And I really enjoy that. Like I said, it's very, very Star Wars. It's very, very Lucas. It's very, very Jedi. Even though this is not really a Jedi movie at all. And I just really enjoy that about it. I think it's really fun. And I also think like, and it's noteworthy, like, because I mentioned like animation, like it's noteworthy that like a lot of people I know who are really into animation, whether Star Wars animation or just animation generally, like this movie a lot more than the people I know who don't care for animation very much. Like I think that's part of it, is that we're not getting those human performances. And it's like, how much like you can, if you can care without the human performance, I think you're going to like this movie a lot more. I think if you struggle to buy in without a human face, this movie's going to be a bit harder for you. But I love animation. I love aliens and creatures and droids. So I'm all in on the Mandalorian and Grogu.
See, I liked it a lot. I want to spoiler.
Okay, you can spoil it. Go ahead.
Yay! Okay, wait. First question. All right. Panini Man
Martin
or
Scorsese.
Bayou Man?
Oh. Ooh, that's tough. I think, like, what am I choosing about them?
Just, okay.
Like, what's the criteria that we're making this choice?
You know, those paninis looked so good, though. I thought it was just a whole block of tofu. It just looked like
I think they have them at the parks now, right? Or they're going to?
I have no idea.
Or there's something like that. And then also there's a video of Jon Favreau making the sandwich.
Well, that's because Jon Favreau, didn't he used to have like a food truck and stuff?
That sounds about right. I don't actually know.
He had like a whole show about it, I think. I don't remember. Just character-wise, like he liked them. as a character? Which one was your favorite?
I mean, so Hugo Durant is Martin Scorsese's character. I think he was like the more fun like screen presence. His scenes were also a little bit longer, I think. But it's because it's just really funny because it's like, oh, that's the Martin Scorsese alien, and they gave him the Martin Scorsese eyebrows, and it's just like a really funny scene, and you feel kind of bad for him because he's just like trying to make his sandwiches, and Din's over here like barging into his little food truck and like messing with him. But I think like I really loved I think his name like Gatory. His name's like Gator Eye is the alligator guy. Which is very Star Wars. And I really enjoyed him, and I think like especially like what he does thematically for this movie. It reminds me of in Skeleton Crew. When the kids are talking about, you know, their adventures and like what is going on in the galaxy, and it's, you know, it should have been so scary, like they were in a lot of trouble, and like they did run into a lot of trouble and a lot of really bad people, but they also say like it's like everywhere we went, even the worst places, there were good people too, right? And so like and that to me is like very, very Star Wars, and I think Gatori really like embodies that, right? He's just a stranger in this little hut. He has no reason to help Grogu. If anything, like Embo probably would have given him a nice sack of credits to turn Grogu in. But he doesn't. He, you know, gives him his fish. He, you know, helps him. He gives him he makes the like medicine, like the herbal medicine for Din. And then sends him on his way, and they never really see each other again. And I really enjoyed that like role in the movie. But Hugo Durant was funnier. So, you know.
I'm putting Bayou Man on my what's it called?
I'm scared for what you're about to say.
That cake.
The Hear Me Out cake?
Yeah, the Hear Me Out cake.
Okay, that's what I was afraid you were going to say.
I loved your explanation. It's very peak. It's very great. But that's what I was getting.
Okay.
I also don't know who that is at all.
Scorsese?
Yeah. So,
you seem like
but
Hugo?
I do like his food. His food looked really good.
Yeah, the flat meat fry. No, I think that's like at the parks now. I could be lying. The parks have something with blue
too.
The parks do have something with blue onions. I know that.
Blue onions?
Well, because the onions are blue that he puts in the sandwich.
I thought it was.
And then I think they dye them with like butterfly pea.
Tea. I see.
But there's also recipes for it online.
It looked really good.
Flat meat fry. Yeah. Okay. I want to say I really love all the action, which I already said, but I really love all the action in this movie. Like, didn't get it's really, I mean, the Mandalorian's always given us the like peak action with Din Djarin. But I loved his physicality in this movie. Because he's just, I love when he like headbutts that guy in the salt bar. And he's just
Din has a concussion. He has to have a concussion.
He has so many concussions.
Yeah. I love how like smart it is. Like a lot of like, you know, there's like the bar fights and stuff, and that's like whatever. But then when he's fighting, you know, the sea creatures and stuff, he's just it's all very particular and all very smart, and I liked it a lot.
He's very purposeful with every movement.
Yes.
Just like in general, and I think that's something like Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder and Pedro Pascal working together to create this character have done really well. Like he's very, very purposeful in his movements, even not in a fight, but especially in a fight. Like he we very rarely, it's only when things are really dire as we see him maybe start to like flail or like seem like visibly like, oh no, I'm drowning or whatever. But, like for the most part, like especially in like the AT-AT fight, in the Janu Coin's like estate in that fight, like he's very purposeful with every movement. He's also just got great comedic timing. I love when he headbutts the guy in the salt bar. I know I already said it, but it's so good. This is really funny. And yeah, just like the way he's very creative, like he's using everything at his disposal, right? He's using his flamethrower, he's using the like cordy thingy, he's using his knives and his blasters and just like his armor. Like he's like bashing you with his elbow because his elbow's got Beskar on it and he can do that.
Sorry.
I just really you're good. I just really enjoy the fight like choreography in this movie. I think it's really incredible, and it's always been in Mandalorian, but I feel like they stepped it up in this movie. Speaking of fight choreography, Zeb with his bow rifle was
I loved seeing Zeb. Zeb was so good. Climbing
Zeb was a highlight.
A little bit, but I loved it.
No, I loved that the fight scene with Zeb going down the hallway, bashing stormtroopers. It was so Rebels. It was so Zeb and Rebels, and I was like, oh, look at my baby bashing stormtroopers again. And also just the way that Rada fights.
Oh God. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So
this like movie, how are you gonna make a hut fight? And he's like rolling around. He's very much like using his strength, like bashing on the floor, like jumping on you, punching, using his axes, like awesome.
Do you know, like, have you seen any kind of Elden Ring, like kind of Dark Soulsy gameplay?
Yes.
Okay, so they like to roll a lot, and that's exactly what that reminded. Because he just kept rolling, and I was like, "That's like, so peak."
That's the only way he can move quickly.
Yeah, but that's also it's funnier because like in Elden Ring and stuff, if you're wearing certain armor that makes you heavier, as a like say you're wearing all night armor, it'll make you heavier, and so if you roll slower and you roll like heavier, and it's harder for you to get up. And that's exactly what that reminded me of when I was seeing Rada, and I was like, oh my God, Bro's rolling. Why is he rolling? And then like squishing people with his entire body and killing them. I was like, oh my God, that's terrifying.
Rada was awesome.
Yeah, I love Rada. I don't know what I was expecting when they were like, yeah, Rada is gonna be in this, and I was like, okay, interesting. But I liked. He reminds me of Axel. His whole attitude. Sometimes
that's what. Because when for context for everyone listening, if you didn't see us posting about it, Corey, Corey Van Dyke and I went to the IMAX thing on last Sunday. They did like an early screening at IMAX HQ, and then also your family went. You were at the Ren Fair.
Yes, I got
but your family was there, and I was like, oh my God, I had no idea they were coming. I'm glad they're there. And Corey was like, oh my God, is that Axel? Like, I've not seen Axel since he was little. And I was like, yeah, Axel's like Rada the Hutt. He's little. He's a little, cute little guy.
Yeah, especially when
they see him again. It's like, why is he buff?
Yeah, there's like the twins when they're like, this is a picture of him. And it was little baby Rada. And I was like, oh, so tiny. I need to do a photo of that, like, and then make it just Axel as a baby, and then like the next like photo is just like Axel.
He's had a growth spurt.
Yeah, he's had a growth spurt since then. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I loved it. That was so cute. But I loved his attitude, like his character. It weirdly reminded me of Axel. I don't know. Have you talked to Axel when he actually talks about anything seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's weird. Because he's like very like there's always that person in your life when you're like trying to just talk to them and somehow they have a speech ready. And like that was Axel. Like he was just like, yeah, I didn't I didn't want to end up like my father, like blah, 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 like, you know. And Axel
Mhm.
will sometimes do that where he's like, I needed to lose the weight, like I can't just be a little baby anymore. Like it has that weird attitude that Axel gives when he also talks about something serious. But I loved Grata's just like whole thing about not just wanting to be tied down as Jabba's son and not wanting to take over. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that, you know, being a child watching him be called Stinky and now he's grown.
Yeah, and I think Rada, like, and I love that it was like Rada was talking about so much with Din, because like Din is in this position of like he's raising this baby, he's raising Grogu, and he has to figure out like what that relationship is going to look like for them, and he, you know, and a big part of Din's arc in this whole movie is learning to, let Grogu be his own person. Not necessarily in the same way of like Jabba and Rada, where like Din is setting a very good example for
Yes.
Grogu. But like Din has to learn, like it can't just be Din and Grogu. Like sometimes it has to be just Grogu, and Grogu has to learn, and he does learn how to, protect himself, stand on his own, be his own little Grogu, just like Rada's learning how to be his own Rada.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really like this like relationship between Rada and Din, and the way that you can see the wheels turning for Din of, well, here's an example of what not to do.
Yeah.
Right, with what Jabba did to Rada. And so it's like, making sure, even if he's well intentioned, like making sure he's not making Grogu feel that way.
Yeah, I loved Rada playing with Grogu too and
On
like
the
feeding him
beach,
stuff.
it was
I
so
love that.
cute.
That was like that's where it was like it hit me. I was like, this is Axel. Because Axel is so good with children. I'm
It
terrible
was
with
the
children. But
cutest.
Axel's so good. So here Axel doesn't listen to this, but you know, maybe one day he will. But this is where I'm gonna talk good about Axel, okay? Axel, as much as he likes to rage bait, is genuinely a good person. And he
I wouldn't say
is
Axel rage
so
baits. I would say he confusion baits more than rage baits.
it's still rage baiting if you're confused. So Axel is a great person. He's very charismatic, and he's very like he talks to people. He's good at like making connections with people. He's good at making friends, even if they don't last long, it doesn't matter to him. He just like the fact that he made that friend, and then also just like in general just trying to be his own person, not to say like my mom or dad are like Jabba the Hutt at all, not that at all, but like in a way where Axel, like we kind of had a whole thing a few years ago where it was like, Axel, what do you want to be? Axel, what are you gonna do when you're older? Like you need to figure out a career. He doesn't care. I wish I didn't care about that, but I'm an immigrant. I can't help it. But like Axel, he's first gen. He's theoretically he's supposed to be more like, oh yeah, I need a career in this and this and that. I need to figure out what to do with that family and blah blah. But he just doesn't. He Axel is his own little person. And at first, it took me a long time to figure that out and to be like, why aren't you going to college? But now I'm like, you know what, Axel, you don't need to go. Like, I don't care. You seem happy just as you are. You seem happy doing your own thing, having friends, doing whatever. He's still responsible. He still has a job. He still has he's still responsible with the family, does the dishes, whatever, helps out. It's just, so that like seeing Rada be his own person and like being silly and playing with like Grogu and stuff, I was like, oh, that's my little brother. That's my little brother right there. What the hell? So, and then also him being buff, that helps, you know?
Yeah.
So, I love that. I loved Grata so much. I love him
really
so.
sweet.
Yeah, thanks. That's the only time I'll ever say something nice about Axel.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I've said this on the podcast before. I really really adored this relationship between Rada and Grogu, and I'm glad we had it in this movie because I feel like, in a sense, you could say Rada is like proto Grogu. Like, he was Grogu before Grogu.
Yeah.
Because in the Clone Wars movie, they need a cute little guy to rescue, and they make a baby Jabba.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Rada. And then in Mandalorian, they make baby Yoda. And so, I think Rada is the first Grogu, and so it's great to, like, see them, passing the Captain America shield.
Yeah.
It is just really sweet. And as I've always said, and I've always said this, Rada slithered so Grogu could waddle. And I stand by that.
Yes. Of course. Yeah. So I love that so much. Especially, like, just the, like, can I feed him?
Yeah.
And he, like, goes over and he's like, don't worry, I'm not like my dad. And, like, feeds him little froggies.
So cute.
So cute.
No, I love Rada was like such a standout for me. Like, his, he's such a great, like, little arc in this movie.
I didn't hear the guy from Bear at all. Like, that was I don't know what I was expecting from that, but that was some good acting.
Yeah, no, he was great vocal performance for Rada. And I loved at the very end, I said, like, as a joke, just like, oh, they showed a post-credit scene of, like, Zeb and Rada getting their drink at the very end. But I love, Rada joining the New Republic.
Yeah.
He could be around in future
true.
stories. He could reunite with Ahsoka. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh.
But I really want, here's what I want. So he was I think someone said he's probably, like, in his 30s, which makes him younger than Grogu, and it's very funny.
Because, yeah,
I don't really know how Hutt
and stuff.
I don't really know how Hutt timelines work.
Yeah,
exactly. Or Hutt, like, lifespans work. So I don't know. But he's probably younger because, like, Zeb's like 40 in Rebels, so he's younger than Zeb. He might be about Din's age, though. I don't think Din would be much older than him.
I was curious. Okay.
Yeah. I don't really know how Hutt lifespans work. I'm sorry to say.
Damn. Why are you even on this podcast? But you were saying.
But yeah, here's what I want. I want Rada to meet Ezra, and then Sabine and Zeb are like, what Ezra likes to tell people his name is.
Oh, that would be so
Rada,
cool.
like,
I want to see Rada.
him.
Yeah, I want to see Rada more. He's great.
I want more Rada. The people want more Rada.
Yes,
and they need to understand
Rada.
The people want it.
Yeah.
No, I loved Rada. It was like, because it was kind of surprising, like, before the movie, because it's like, obviously, we knew he was gonna be in it, and it was like, oh, haha, Stinky the Hutt gonna be in the movie. And then he was such
not expecting
he was such a, like, emotional part of the film, and like, he really, was a big part of Din and Grogu's arcs, and he had his own arc. Like, when we have that, like, Hutt brawl at the end, like, that was really awesome. And he was like, I'm not little anymore. Like, it was great. I really enjoyed his character. And, as we were talking about the score earlier, his theme song rocks. I can't stop listening to it. It's been on repeat. I don't remember. It's so good. It's when, like, when they first, like, show him in the pit, and it's yeah. I can't stop listening to it. It's on the workout playlist. I'm gonna get buff like Rada. That's my new life goal. Is to be buff like Rada. Body goals.
Yes.
Rada.
They think
obsessed.
I want to look like, what was that weird guy that said live something? No, I want to look like Rada.
I want to look like Rada the Hutt.
Rada.
Just amazing. So Rada was great. Zeb was really great. Like, Zeb was very much more of, like, a side character within the first act of the movie, but everything with him, obviously, was the best.
Mm-hmm.
Peak. Zeb is my king. I love him so much.
So
Zabubu was there. Zabubu has seen the movie
Zabubu.
with me all 3 times.
Yeah. So, in the beginning of the movie, I thought I saw Hera. Was that
There's a
not?
Twi'lek. There's a Twi'lek walking in the back
She's
of the
green
Adelphi
and
base,
her
but she's it's more
tails.
like a teal.
Okay.
At least when I've seen it,
I
it's
could
more
be
like a bluey
colorblind.
teal. I thought it's
Okay.
not Hera. It's just a Twi'lek. But cool to see Twi'leks.
Yeah.
I feel like we
do
never see Twi'leks in the background and stuff. Like it's always the background aliens are always like Rhodians and people with like just a mask. They don't usually do any more much like body paint background aliens.
Yeah.
So it's fun to be like, oh wow, they sat that extra in the makeup chair for a long time.
Sick.
Yes. No Hera.
Oh.
I'm very excited. This movie made me, not that I wasn't already over the moon excited, but it makes me way more excited to see Zeb in Ahsoka season 2. Because, and I said this when we talked about Ahsoka, like in Ahsoka, I always felt like the Ghost crew in the show, so Hera, Sabine, and Ezra, like felt the most like themselves when they were talking to each other, like their fellow family members. Zeb in this movie, like even though he wasn't really with his crew, I was like, that's my boy, that's Zeb, like the entire time watching this movie. And I think the fact that it was Steve Bloom helped a lot versus the other characters, but they're not played by the same actor.
That's true.
But it makes me really excited to see him bring out the best of Hera and Ezra and Sabine, and for them to bring out of him as well in Ahsoka season 2. And Chopper, of course. But Chopper's perfect at all times.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about that. I have to say that so Chopper doesn't kill me.
I thought so the whole thing with like like the big to me was the biggest thing was Grogu taking care of Mando after he gets poisoned.
That was the sequence I said earlier. It was like, that's my favorite part of the movie, and maybe one of my favorite sequences in all of Star Wars now.
It reminded me so much of Ellie taking care of Joel in Last of Us. And
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, literally. And I was like, oh. And then also when he's building the dirt house, I was like, that's me my first night in Minecraft. He just gets me so much.
No,
he's
oh my
so
gosh.
me in Minecraft.
I think the first, honestly, all 3 times, but especially the first time I saw this movie, from that first moment where Din gets to the Anzellan ship, and by the way, so many, I'm not sure who was in the suit for that scene, if it was Brendan or if it was Pedro, but a million props to whichever one of them it was, because you can see that with his body language, like you can see that immediate, like, oh, I'm dying today. You know, and like that loss of hope. And so from that moment,
this looks like a good bleed out spot.
Right. But so like from that moment, from when I loved the scene where he's running through the woods as well, and he thinks Grogu flies off, that from that moment, that first moment where he sees the ship, all the way to when he wakes up and he says to Grogu, the old protect the young protect the old, this is the way. Sobbing. the first time especially, but the second and third times as well, sobbing the entire time. That was so beautiful for most of it, besides the bits with Gay-Tori, I think. I don't say his name in the movie, so I don't know how to say it. But like Gay-Tori, I'm gonna say. Besides his scenes, there's no dialogue, right? It's just Grogu, it's just our puppet, and this really great, you know, puppet work for him in these really beautiful set piece, which is the forest in Nal Hutta. It was just so tender, and for lack of a better word, very like human, very sweet. And I cannot sing the praises of that sequence enough. I think it was also placed really well, because like most of this movie is very like go the entire time. And so having this like, you know, end of second act like break, it was really beautiful. That where it's just like really slow, we're seeing Grogu, you know, he's going to get water, he's going to get food, he's building the little hut. He's trying to take care of Din. Like, he doesn't, you know, he's a baby, and so he force heals Din, and that always works. When he force heals people, he's like, okay, great, I did it. And then when he doesn't, when Din doesn't wake up, oh my god, I'm gonna like actually cry thinking about it. And he's like shaking him. Oh my god. So like
he
that
goes to
whole
like sleep in his arm. Like, oh.
Yeah, like that this whole sequence, and I think it was also some of the best character work. Like, we see, you know, like when we start the show, Grogu does stuff in season 1. Like, he stops the Mudhorn, right? He heals Grief Karga. He does all this stuff. But like, to see him compared to season 1 to now, where he's not just, you know, something that Din has to protect. Like, he is a fully realized character in his own right. He's very proactive. He's competent. Like, he's still a baby, but he's competent. Like, he's able to participate. He saves Din's life. It was great, and I think, you know, I think the Mandalorian season 3 especially already dispelled this. But I think if anyone thought Grogu was just kind of like a sidekick or a prop, I think this movie puts that to rest. Of like, this is not, and that's why it's the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's not just the Mandalorian. Like, he is a fully realized character in his own right. And I just really enjoy that in this film. Yeah, I cannot sing the praises of that sequence enough. It's also just beautiful. Like, all the forest, all the green. So good.
No,
Sorry.
good. I think anyone that comes up to me is like, so what do you think of it? Silence! It was amazing. Just shh. I don't care what you think. Mostly because, yeah, I loved seeing him take care of it. I love that he knows what like each other needs. Like, I love just them hanging out together at their house. Like, that was the cutest thing. Like, Grada's leaving and he's like, all right, save that for dinner, save that for after dinner. Like little things like that of them actually being a family is the cutest thing possible.
He keeps telling Grogu to heal.
Yeah.
So funny.
He's like, are you gonna play nice? All right, go for it.
Yeah.
So stuff like that I loved. And just Grogu being silly. I don't care if grown-ass men are like, this is so dumb. I don't care. Go back in your cave. I don't care. I love this little guy.
Your cave.
He's the cutest thing in the world. And even like if I was a grown man, like I loved seeing my dad. I loved seeing my own father look at this and be like, oh, that was hilarious. Look at his little nod.
It's the cutest thing ever. Like, how can Grogu and also like the Anzellans are adorable. How can they not just melt your heart? They're just the cutest.
Oh, I love them talking. Like when they find their fourth one, they're like, "Oh, we thought you were dead." I love
well, I love it's just like a tiny little moment, but I love when they first land on Nal Hutta, the Anzellans and Grogu, and they're like going out to like look for Din. And he's like, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. It's just so cute and so sweet.
The fact like they're like, I knew this was coming when they rescued, Din, and he's like running with all of them in his arms, and I was like, you can't fit in that ship, dog. Yeah. And like he goes and he looks and he's like, like drops them all and they all go. That was just these little things about it were amazing. And it doesn't, I don't really care for like the seriousness or like it like even things like Final Fantasy, like it's a Final Fantasy, everyone's like, oh, it's a serious like and like immersive interesting game, but they still play around. Like you could literally go up to something and it'll be like, this is a grave. Wow. Like it's like there's no need to always be serious. I and then even with the seriousness of just like Grogu, like he literally goes to steal a fish. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I love it. I love Bayou Man so much.
That's okay.
That whole like thing for some reason reminded me in Red Dead 2 when you're in kind of like the bayou area. That like I loved the lighting of it all and how like his little house, like he's just kind of sitting there the entire time. I loved it. I don't know, he was so cool, and all his fish. It's pretty sick. But you know what I loved also? Embo. He's also in my
Yeah, we
Hear
didn't
Me
even
Out
talk about
cake.
Embo. Embo, he was serving.
He was serving, and then
Um,
also his fighting, like, was super way
Yeah.
more, like, martial artsy, and I loved that. You know what he
Yeah.
also reminded me of?
Well, it's
He
'cause
reminded me of Mizuki
Yes.
in Overwatch when he takes off the hat and throws
Yeah,
it.
with the hat.
Like, to the front. He's the
With the hat.
OG, I know, but I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I loved him, but I've been rewatching Clone Wars, and so, you know, Embo's obviously in that, you know, every once in a while. And Embo in Clone Wars, like, his fighting style really does not obey the laws of physics. Because it's an animated show. Like, it doesn't matter. But he's, like, spinning around and stuff. And I, you know, was watching it before this movie came out, and I was like, oh, I wonder, you know, how Embo's going to fight in this movie. And I shouldn't have even thought about it because he fights exactly like he does in the Clone Wars, and it disobeys the laws of physics, and it's awesome.
But now you
It's
see
so
it
cool.
disobey the
I don't know
laws
how
of
they did it.
physics in a place where there is physics.
I know, it's like you guys had physics to deal with. Like, this is awesome. No, I loved how much he used his hat. He spun around, did his crazy kicks. Like, he was so cool. The fight, but the Din Djarin versus Embo fight, I think
Yes.
fed me for a year. Like, I don't need to eat anymore because that fight was so good.
And then Grogu making a connection.
And Kibu.
That was sick.
Grogu and Kibu. They were so cute. I did love Kibu a lot. He was really cute. I did like when he takes the Anzellan.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh my god, is he gonna eat the Anzellan? Like, that's crazy. And he didn't. He was just like playing with him. So, and then when Din's like, do you want a treat? And he perks up. I think every dog owner, like, knew that face immediately. Like, they perfectly did the ears and the snap to attention when you say the T word. It was so cute.
Yeah, I loved Embo. Even though, like, again, he didn't really talk, he was just a bounty hunter.
No.
I loved it.
Which is what Embo always does in Clone Wars. Like, Embo shows up, he gets his check, and he bounces.
Perfect. He's like
I would love
he's like, I clocked in at 9, I'm leaving at 5. Kind of dude.
I love at the end when the twins are like, Embo, save us, and he's like
no.
And the credits? No. And he just bounces. No, I love him. I would love to see more of him. He looked fantastic. I would love to see maybe him and Din like work together.
Ooh.
Cause Embo does not hold a grudge. Embo,
he goes for the money.
Embo's there for the check and nothing else, you know? And so I would love to see him work with Din, and they're like, hey, remember that time? Yeah, sorry I hit you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, you got money?
Maybe like the bro thing. Yeah. It's like, you paying? Cool, we're good. No, I love that. Embo, he was just the coolest. And that's like a great example of, like, you know, if you don't know who Embo is, that's just a guy. Like, that's just a bounty hunter. And you're like, yeah, cool. That's a bounty hunter, you know? But then, like, for the people who know, it's like, oh my god, it's Embo. But it doesn't detract from it if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, I thought this movie did a really good job
him.
of, like, you really just don't have to know much. Like, besides, like, you like Grogu.
Yeah, like, again, like, I saw it with people who, like, didn't really know a ton about Star Wars, and they still really liked it, and they didn't feel like lost or confused at any point. They weren't like, wait, what are the 4 seasons of backstory of Zeb Orrelios that I need to know? Like, you know, if you don't know, it's like he's just cool purple guy helping out. You know, like, I guess the only like backstory is like you got to know Rada's Jabba's son, but Rada tells you that, so you don't gotta worry about it. You don't need to know that he was kidnapped in the 2008 Clone Wars film and rescued.
All he said was like, I was alone at his age, and I was like, yes, you were. Yes, you were.
It would have. I'm glad they didn't do this, but it would have been funny if when Grogu saved him with the Force, he's like, this was just like when Ahsoka Tano.
Just like when Ahsoka Tano in that one movie of Clone Wars saved me.
I do love. We talked about the Rada Grogu and the Rada Din relationships. I did love. It was only a little bit. I love the Rada Zeb relationship. I thought that was really cute. Like when Rada like smashes up that speeder that goes into the Razor Crest.
Like, I like this
and
kid.
Zeb like, this is awesome. I love that relationship. I love that Zeb collects nephews. He collects green nephews. He has Jason, he has Grogu, and he has Rada. And I love that for him. Zeb is the best big brother uncle of all time, and I stand by this.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm trying to think of something else. There was something else that was like sick. Sigourney Weaver.
I mean, that first AT-AT fight scene was amazing. Sigourney Weaver was great.
I wanted her to be really in it more, but like I liked it. Also, the random Dave Filoni. I know he's Trapper Wolf, but like the random Dave Filoni self-edit or self-insert.
So funny.
I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, guys, it's Trapper Wolf!
It's Trapper Wolf!"
Someone called my name in Overwatch dumb, like because on Overwatch I'm Trapper Wolf.
They just don't get peaked.
And they were like crapping on me because I forgot. Like we were losing and it was whatever, but they were just being mean. And I was like trying to be silly with it. And I was like, I don't care. And then they were like, what even kind of name is Trapper Wolf? That's so stupid. And I was like, it's Star Wars. Why are you so mean?
They just don't get peaked.
Get it. They just don't understand. But yeah, I like that. It was so silly. It's like Dave Filoni and Sigourney Weaver. This is peak.
Sigourney Weaver saying Rada the Hutt. Peak cinema. Absolute cinema.
I loved it.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I loved seeing her. It made me so happy. I was like, she's in another sci-fi. Yay!
We did it.
But, Panini Man, Bye Man, love them both.
One thing with Sigourney Weaver, I loved at the very end of the movie when Din is like, I don't work for you. I'm an independent contractor. And she's like, and I love that. Like, like, when you compare to season 1, like when we have Din Djarin, who almost considers giving Grogu up, to the Imperial warlords, to Din Djarin now, who is very particular with his morals when it comes to his jobs, and like he chooses to help Rada even though he knows he'll get the hot tub on his back, and it's just very great. He's a good egg.
I liked seeing Grogu randomly switch shoulders of like which shoulder he wants to be on.
He's hopping around in this movie is awesome. So funny.
What else? I feel like we just kind of went all over the place.
We're all over the place, and that's okay. The Adelphi base is always fun to see.
Oh yeah.
Saw a little bit of it in Mando, but it's really fun to see it again.
I love them. They're silly little guys. Let's see. Grogu. I want that panini so bad. I'm like thinking about it right now, and I'm like, God.
I think you can definitely make it. Like,
yeah,
you're you.
I am me.
This is like a very achievable.
I am me. It was like, and then they had like a floating, like where the meat is, like because it's like a rotisserie, but it's like it was floating. That was so. I was like, why don't we have this yet? You're so right. So I don't know, or maybe I just go to El Pollo Loco and see their chicken rotating. I don't know. So many things. Yeah. You have anything else?
I'm trying to remember because I do. I, as you can clearly hear, I love this movie. I thought it was such a great moment to end it with Din letting Grogu send them into hyperspace. Like, what a poignant, little on the nose, but very poignant way to show like the journey they've been on, the development that they've both experienced.
Yeah.
In the movie,
especially after him being like, "No, press the button that the button that does this, this, that," and he's like, "Yeah, sure," and like sends out.
That's how I feel living in California, and there's something wrong with my car, and I'm on the phone with my dad. He's trying to tell me what to do, and he's like, find the this. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
That's how, and Grogu is like, when Din's like, by the way, Din, sorry, terrible description. He's like, you need to find the blah, 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 blah. It's like, what
none of them have words either.
No wonder he was hitting the missile button. He didn't know what was going on.
It's like, sounds complicated. It might be this button right here.
I also loved, it was like a very minor thing, but because, so we know Din had his like modified Razor Crest in the first 2 seasons of the show, and then he gets this one, which is like, Sigourney Weaver says like a stock, Colonel Ward says like a stock Razor Crest. And so Din making his modifications, but if you like, and it's obviously they're using like sci-fi, like fake jargon for all this stuff, but if you like pay attention to like the words he's saying, his modifications are taking out all of the safety restrictions and regulators. Like that's like every time he describes what he wants done to this ship, it's like take off the limiter, the restrictor, the regulator. It's like you're gonna blow up your ship. Yeah. Was those all of your modifications is taking off the safety? It's like so in character and so perfect for him. It's just like a really funny, like, and it's like that's probably what like whenever, because like I know like Hera, the Ghost is like a modified VCX. The Falcon's a modified YT-1300, and it's like, is this what everyone means when they say modified? They just took out all the regulators, all the safety features.
Everything is just destroyed. Is that what they mean?
They just like, because when he's like, Zeb, you need to da da da, and Zeb's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, just rip out the thing, just rip the whole thing out, and it's perfect.
Yeah, very no. I'd like seeing the little guy's work on his ship though.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need it faster. Make it faster. They're like, all right.
Take out all the regulators.
We don't need them.
So funny. I think, is that it? I think everyone's amazing and cool and cute and... Oh, now here's the question. So this is the discussion people are having online. Is Rod of the Hutt a hear me out?
No. To me, just because he's
like your brother.
Yeah, it's like when they're like, is Ezra and Sabine, you'd ship them? No. Hell no.
Because that's your brother.
So, no. No. Like, I think for other people, I wouldn't be surprised or like, ew, if like other people were like, oh, that's a hear me out, I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my answer. Do you think he's a hear you out for you?
I don't think so. But it seemed like I understand. Okay. But not for me.
Do you have any hear me outs for here? Because I
think that's its own podcast.
Oh, honestly?
The Star Wars Hear Me Out Cake.
We should have a Hear Me Out podcast.
I think we should have a Hear Me Out roundtable.
Okay, and then we have like a fake cake. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
There could be a live stream. People could come in the chat to add to the...
Yeah.
To the Hear Me Out. We're cooking, guys. All right.
Well, okay, wait, what?
I think that's
good. Yeah, so wait, what kind of cake? It's gotta be vegan, duh. But like, what kind of cake?
Oh, I thought we said fake.
Well,
cake.
now I'm like real cake.
Okay.
Especially if we're gonna live stream it, and like we'll probably be in the same room.
See, I was thinking like a virtual, like a slideshow, because then when someone's like, add this character to the Hear Me Out cake, we can like copy paste the PNG.
But we could also like have like little
We
notes
also
and
wrote
like have little
if you want.
flags and just keep filling up the cake.
Yeah. We'll do a hear me out cake live stream, I guess, if the people want.
If the people ask for wait, what
If the people
flavor?
want, we'll ask the people.
What's your favorite flavor cake?
I tend to like chocolate cake, but I don't like I would say don't like it. I still like it, but I don't prefer chocolate cake with chocolate icing because like that's a lot. Like a good chocolate with like a vanilla icing, or like a red velvet. Love a red velvet
icing.
Strawberry.
Okay, that would be fun.
But yes, thank you so much. Let us know, I guess, if you wanted to contribute to a Star Wars Hear Me Out cake live stream. Make sure you check out StarWarsGeekGirl.com for all of your Star Wars Geek Girl needs. Follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at SW Geek Girl, and our Facebook page is Star Wars Geek Girl. You can also follow just me personally. I'm at Zoeka on Twitter and Blue Sky, or at Spectre5 on Instagram and TikTok.
For the Rogue Rebels, you can look at my dad on YouTube Star Wars Kids. My dad is a Jedi and he teaches kids how to use a lightsaber and stuff on Lightsaber Academy. It's pretty cool. We have Instagram and TikTok at the Rogue Rebels, Twitch at Rogue Rebels, and we have the roguerebels.com where my dad also posts book reviews and random cosplay stuff. Also, you should be looking at my dad's Instagram. He's trying to get more Instagram and TikTok-y, okay? He's trying his best, so you better like it. You can listen to us wherever you're listening to Star Wars Geek Girl, and we are also at Blue Sky at Rogue Rebels Fam, and Facebook page is the Rogue Rebels.
Thank you so much for listening. Let us know what you thought of Mandalorian and Grogu, and let us know if you want a Hear Me Out live stream. I was Zoe.
Lizzy.
May the Force be with you, and
Bye.
goodbye.